The echo chamber. Emma first saw her other self through rain-streaked glass. It was an ordinary Tuesday evening at Cafe Nero, where she always stopped after work. The storm outside had driven customers away, leaving her alone with her book and the rhythmic drumming of water against windows. Then movement caught her eye, a woman taking shelter under the cafe's awning, shaking rain from her umbrella. A woman with Emma's face. The coffee cup slipped from her fingers, spilling across the table. The noise drew the other woman's attention. Their eyes met through the glass, and the umbrella clattered to the sidewalk. They stared at each other with identical expressions of shock. Same hazel eyes, same constellation of freckles across their noses, same small scar bisecting their left eyebrows from childhood accidents that must have happened in two different worlds. The other Emma fled before she could move. For 3 days, Emma questioned her sanity. Had she imagined her double in a moment of fatigue? But the memory remained vivid. The way her doppelganger's hair was cut differently. How she wore clothes Emma would never choose. The unmistakable flash of recognition in her eyes. On the 4th day, Emma received an anonymous email. Same place. Tonight, 9 p.m. I need answers too. She arrived early, choosing a corner table with a view of the door. At precisely 9, her double entered, scanning the cafe until their eyes locked. This time, neither ran. The other Emma, who introduced herself as Emily, sat down across from her with trembling hands. "This shouldn't be possible," Emily whispered, studying Emma's face like a map to an unknown country. But here we are. Their lives had followed parallel tracks with crucial divergences. Both had grown up in Manchester with the same parents, but Emily's father had survived his heart attack when they were 16. Both had studied literature at university, but Emily had finished her doctorate while Emma had abandoned hers after her mother's illness. Both had the same birthmark on their left shoulder, the same childhood memories, the same irrational fear of moths. "How did you find me?" Emma asked. "I've been seeing glimpses of you for months," Emily explained. "Reflections that moved wrong, dreams where I was living your life. Then last week the barriers just thinned. I could feel you nearby." They met regularly after that, documenting similarities and differences, trying to understand how two versions of the same person could coexist. Emily theorized about quantum entanglement, about parallel universes bleeding into each other, about a cosmic mistake neither science nor religion had prepared for. Emma didn't care about theories. She wanted to know about the road not taken, the life she would have lived if she'd made different choices. Emily's life seemed better in every way. The career Emma had abandoned, the confidence she lacked, even the man she'd loved and lost was still with Emily. "Is Michael happy?" Emma asked one night, the question she'd been avoiding. Emily's pause told her everything. "We're getting married in June." Something shifted between them after that. Emma found herself obsessively tracking the differences, always finding herself wanting. She began to mirror Emily, styling her hair the same way, adopting her mannerisms, buying identical clothes. If they were the same person, why should Emily have the better life? The right life? "You need to stop this," Emily told her during their 8th meeting, visibly unsettled. "We may share the same origin, but we're different people now." "Are we?" Emma asked. "Or are you just the version that got lucky?" Emily stopped responding to messages after that. Emma found herself standing outside places Emily frequented, watching her other self move through a life that should have been shared between them. She learned Emily's schedule, her habits, the address of the home she shared with Michael, the home that should have been Emma's too. 2 weeks later, Emma received another email. "This has to end. Meet me at Wharf Park tonight, 11 p.m. Come alone." The park was deserted when she arrived, mist rising from the canal, distorting the streetlights. Emily was waiting on a bench overlooking the water. "This can't continue," Emily said without preamble. "The more we interact, the more unstable things become. Haven't you noticed?" Emma had noticed the increasing moments of disorientation, the objects disappearing from one apartment and appearing in the other, the shared dreams, the headaches that struck them simultaneously. "There's a reason parallel universes stay parallel," Emily continued. We're like matter and antimatter. We can't coexist without consequences. So what do? Emma asked. One of us has to go back. The physicists I've consulted believe the convergence point, where our universes touched, can be reopened. And if neither of us goes back? Emily's expression darkened. Then the universes will correct the anomaly themselves. Neither of us will exist as we are now. Emma studied her double, the woman with her face who had everything she wanted. How do we determine who goes? I was hoping we could decide together, Emily said, reaching for Emma's hand. Like reasonable people. The moment their skin touched, a jolt of electricity shot between them. Emily gasped, her eyes widening as knowledge transferred between them like a current. Emma saw Emily's plan, felt her fear, understood her desperation. Emily had lied. There was no going back. The physicists had told her their universes were collapsing into each other, merging like raindrops, and only one version of them would survive the convergence. Emily had chosen herself. They broke apart, staggering back from each other. You were going to push me into the canal, Emma whispered, the image vivid in her mind. Emily's plan to eliminate the redundancy, to be the Emma that survived. You've been stalking me, Emily countered, backing away. You want my life. I felt it. You think you deserve it more. The mist swirled between them, thick and disorienting. Emma could no longer tell if the figure opposite her was Emily or her own reflection in some cosmic mirror. Their thoughts echoed between them, indistinguishable. Who was the original and who was the copy? Who deserved to continue? They lunged simultaneously, hands grasping for throats, for purchase, for domination. As they struggled at the canal's edge, their features began to blur together, identities merging and separating like oil on water. Emma felt herself both winning and losing, being both consumed and consumer. A final push, though neither could say who had initiated it, and they toppled into the canal's dark waters. The cold shock separated them for an instant, enough for Emma to see Emily's face beneath the surface, identical to her own in its terror. Then they were pulled together by some immense pressure, matter and antimatter colliding, universes correcting their mistake. One woman surfaced, gasping for air. She dragged herself to the bank, shivering and disoriented. Memories clashed in her mind. 2 childhoods, 2 careers, 2 lives lived as one person across bifurcated realities. She remembered being both Emma and Emily, and now she was someone else, something else. As dawn broke over the canal, she walked away, leaving wet footprints that sometimes split into 2 parallel tracks before merging again into one.